Right guys, I hope you all are well. I've just created a very detailed investment report on two really interesting launches in Abu Dhabi this month in April. The first one is in Yas Island, Yas Park Place Apartments by Aldar. The second one is Sobha City by Sobha in Abu Dhabi, particularly the Sobha apartments. Why am I not focusing on the villas in Sobha City? For me personally, I believe the villas are way too overpriced because at that price point, you've got lots of options from Reem Hills to Riyadh Island, Nawaif Nasim to Saadiyat Lagoons to Jubail Island. So I just don't understand the appeal of the villas, but the apartments are interesting to look at. Guys, before I begin the video, right, I just want to say one thing. Any project that I'm advising in this video or in my future videos are going to be those products which I believe are resilient, and most importantly, neither you nor I have a crystal ball. We do not know what happens tomorrow or the next year. But how we can look at it is this particular asset, when the market recovers, when the market grows, it will be the first one to appreciate. And when the market corrects, this will be the last one to lose value. That's the best way for me to advise on a specific project. Okay, I'll quickly go through a comparison of both products just to give you guys an overview of the location. So Sobha City is coming up over here right opposite Yas Island, right opposite the canal, and Yas Park Place is coming up over here in this plot, right? This is Yas Park Place. It's a project comprising of approximately 6 buildings, and Sobha City, the apartments in Sobha City, they're currently launching the first 2 buildings on the canal itself. Okay, let's quickly go through the report. So the key differences, first of all, of course, the starting prices for 1 bedroom from Aldar, Yas Park Place starts at 1.9 million. Sobha is starting at 1.3 million, but the sizes, right? In Aldar's 1 bedroom, the sizes are 958 square foot starting sizes. In Sobha, they are half. They are 566 square foot, and that's including the balcony. If you exclude the balcony, it's around 495 square foot of internal livable area, which is shown in their brochure as well over here. So this is the layout of Sobha's 1 bedroom apartment. And if you guys can see, the suite itself, the living area itself, is just 495 to 500 square foot, which is insanely small. I believe this is the size for a studio and not for a 1 bedroom. And the balcony itself is around almost 100 square feet. So the total size is approximately 600 square feet for a 1 bedroom, which is way too small. And there is a powder room in this 1 bedroom. So for me, instantly, a huge turn off with Sobha's apartments is the size. Of course, that's one of the reasons why they're launching in much cheaper than Aldar at 1.3 million. The second key difference is the payment plan. Aldar has come in at 50-50 payment plan with 5% down payment and a 2% ADM fees waiver. So Aldar is really going above and beyond, offering a huge discount to its investors with a freely flexible payment plan with 5% down. Sobha, on the other hand, has a 60-40 payment plan, which is surprising in these conditions. It's really aggressive. The down payment is also 20%. Keep in mind, this is the highest down payment for any off-plan launch I've seen recently in Abu Dhabi, higher than Mudon, which was 5%, higher than Aldar, which is usually 5 to 10%, higher than a lot of private developers, which are again between 5 to 10%. So it's a very bold move from Sobha to come in with such an aggressive payment plan. I don't see the appeal of having such an aggressive payment plan. Something very important to keep in mind is that within the first year itself of Sobha, you have to pay around 35%. So you're paying 20% down, and after 3 months, you have to pay another 5%, and then after 6 months, you have to pay another 5%, and after 9 months, you have to pay another 5%, approximately 35% of the total price in your first year itself. Aldar, on the other hand, is not this way. Aldar, you're paying around 15% only in the first year. So that's very important to keep in mind, especially with off-plan. I don't recommend such aggressive payment plans which Sobha has. So of course, sizes, there's almost a 50% difference in the 1 bedrooms between both. The 2 bedrooms are almost similar, 1200 square foot, so not a huge difference. Developer, okay, so Aldar is of course a government developer. Sobha is a private developer. This is their first project in Abu Dhabi, but they're known in Dubai for having good quality projects. They have a good reputation in the market. Price per square foot, Aldar is a bit cheaper with the Yas Park Place around 2000 square foot. Sobha is coming in at roughly 2300 dirhams per square foot. So you're buying a one bedroom which is almost 500 to 600 square foot big for 1.3 million, but price per square foot is 2315. So it's more of a studio. I would consider it a studio because the studio in Yas Park Place are starting at 1.39 million and have the same size. So that tells you a lot about Sobha's sizes. Now I'll just quickly go through, of course we went through the sizes, right? So with Aldar, of course, the 50/50 payment plan, which is really good. So if you're buying a 1.9 million dirham apartment, one bedroom, your down payment is going to be 5%, which is 95,000 dirhams. You have to pay 45% over the next 4 years, which is really friendly, almost 850k, and the remaining 950k is due on handover in Q1 2030. So around 4 years from now, and you can also mortgage the handover payment. So I believe this is a really good payment plan. Keep in mind, Aldar is the only government developer after Mudon to be offering 50/50 payment plans. Emaar has 80/20 payment plans. Nakheel in Dubai, they're offering 70/30 or 75/25. So Abu Dhabi's government developers are offering some really strong payment plans. Amenities, of course, it's a really beautiful community. If I can just show you guys the brochure, this is going to be the gym and wellness studio. I love it. It sort of gives me the vibes of Al Barari in Dubai. And the name itself, Yas Park Place, you have a central park within the compound itself. You've got an open pool, kids play areas, barbecue areas, so on and so forth. You've got gardens. Overall a really beautiful master plan from Aldar. And something which I really like, which Aldar has done differently with Yas Park Place, which appealed me, was the layouts. We are not used to seeing such layouts from Aldar. This looks a lot more like Majid Al Futtaim, what we've seen in perhaps Ghaf Woods or in the Ghaf Wood apartments. The finishes, the tones which they're using, the layouts, this is very new from Aldar and very refreshing, if I'm being honest. So I'm really excited to see Aldar's new layouts. They've also modified, the overall layout of the apartment itself. Sizes are a bit bigger than their previous launches in Yas Island. So a very interesting product. And so let's go back to our report. So that's about Yas Park Place. And of course, the location itself, you're pretty much within Yas Island, which is one of the most globally recognized entertainment destinations in the world. You've got Formula One held here every year. You've got the Warner Brothers theme park. You've got Disneyland opening up now. You've got Yas Mall. You have Yas Bay. You've got Yas Marina. You've got Ferrari World. You name it. This is the entertainment destination of UAE. So, and that popularity or that branding does help you a lot when you're selling your product to foreign investors who are not aware of locations within UAE. And of course, the developer itself, a lot of you may have questions that, okay, in such situations, how do we deal with handovers, right? Handover delays. What if our developer if developer goes bankrupt? What are our rights? So in this case, at least you've got peace of mind that Aldar is a government developer, which is owned entirely by the Abu Dhabi government. You've got ADNOC, Mubadala, and other sovereign wealth funds, which are the shareholders. So you've got billions of dollars of sovereign capital to the point that even if all investors stop paying their installments to Aldar will still deliver and finish the project because they don't have funding issues. They've got a strong balance sheet. And if you talk about rental yield and resale potential, of course, Yas Island is consistently one of the most resilient areas in Abu Dhabi. Rental yields are around 6 to 8% for apartments, depending on whether you're going for long-term or short-term. Both long and short-term work really well in Yas Island. And let's now move towards River Cove residences in Sobha City, the Sobha apartments. Now, Sobha has done something really well, and that is the price tag. A lot of people and investors come to me and they are like, we've got a budget of 1 million or 1.5 million. We want to buy in Abu Dhabi in central locations. And no, we don't want to buy in a desert. We don't want to buy Masdar City. What are our options? So I think Sobha only makes sense for you if you've got a smaller budget. If you've got a budget of, let's say, 1.3, 1.4 million, then yes, the one bedrooms in Sobha make more sense for you. They are the right product. But if you're an investor with a budget of, let's say, 2 million, and you want the right or the best asset for your buck, right, the best value for money, then of course Yas Park Place apartments are the better option. Yeah, I just don't like Sobha's payment plan. I just feel it's way too aggressive in current conditions. Handovers for both projects are same. Sobha's handing over in December 29, Aldar's handing over in Q1 2030. And if we go down to the master plan, Sobha City itself is a very big master plan. You have, if I can show you guys, so this is the entire master plan of Sobha City. You have villas, garden villas, you've got golf courses, retail, marina, schools, kids play areas, barbecue areas, pet parks, insane amount of amenities. So overall, the master community itself is going to be really beautiful. I do like the garden villas, not the state villas, but the garden villas in Sobha City make much more sense. So yeah, I mean, of course, if you're a smaller investor, if you've got a budget of, let's say, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 million, and you want a good product which is located well, not too far from the city, right opposite Yas Island, then yes, the apartments in Sobha make sense for you. And overall, Sobha is known for delivering quality products. They have their entire contracting arm and construction arm in-house. And they even take you, they've got a factory in Dubai where they take you to show the materials which they're using. So Sobha, I do have to give them credit for being really transparent with their finishes, with their quality. And what you see in the brochures, both from Aldar and Sobha, it will be delivered as is, right? So going back to the report, right, guys, location is almost the same for both, right? Developer Sobha is a pretty big private developer in Dubai, right? But again, if you just want an extra bit of peace of mind, going with Aldar is your best option. So just to sort of sum up the video, right? If you compare one beds, two beds, for me personally, I believe the one beds in Yas Park Place are the better buy. They are the better value for money. Price per square foot is cheaper. Sizes are big, almost 958 square foot. Layouts are much better than Sobha. The two bedrooms are almost the same on price per square foot in Yas and in Sobha. So for the two bedroom, I would pick the Sobha's unit because it's 2.4 million, whereas the Yas Park Place two bedrooms are upwards of 2.95 million. So purely on a price tag basis, Sobha makes more sense for the two bedroom product. For one beds, Yas Park Place is the better value for money. It's almost 60% larger. And of course, let's give you guys a quick recap. Why does investing in Yas matter a lot? So if I can show you guys the map itself. If you look at Yas Island, a lot of the plots are gone. You've got villas and townhouses that are ready, they've been constructed. There's pretty much no more empty plots left in Yas to build on. And Disneyland is coming up over here, most likely in this plot. So the only projects you've got are along the canal, which have been launched, they've been sold out, and now they're only in the resale market, like Yas Living, Yas Riva, Gardenia Bay, and now we finally have Yas Park Place over here. Right, the fundamentals, the location is proven, you've got proof of concept, you're not investing in a lot of risk, you're not buying an entirely new concept. For me, one of the things which does irk me a bit about Sobha is that the location itself, even though it's next to Yas, but I'm not sure, it's still an emerging area. Al-Bahia, this plot over here. So having such an aggressive payment plan for an entirely new area, an emerging area, doesn't make much sense to me compared to Yas Park Place. And of course, if you guys would like to explore the 3D layouts of the apartments, you can go to the Aldar website, have a look at the floor plans, the layouts. Currently, it's pre-launch for international investors, so if you're interested, just drop me a WhatsApp message with your budget, with your preferred product, with your questions. I'll be more than happy to advise and pick the right product between both launches for you guys. Okay, if you go back to the report, so Yas is essentially where Abu Dhabi's government has invested a lot to market it as an entertainment and leisure destination, and that's one of the reasons why it will always remain resilient over the long term. And of course, you're also next to the Abu Dhabi airport. So finally, again, my verdict, I am personally advising towards Yas Park Place. If you've got a budget of 2 million, if you want a one bedroom, Yas Park Place is a better product. If you've got a budget of above 2 million, 2.5 million, and you want a two bedroom, then perhaps the Sobha two bedroom makes more sense compared to Yas Park Place. I hope this was an interesting video for you guys, and if you've got any questions, please drop me a WhatsApp message. More than happy to advise you guys on the right product, and really excited to see how these launches perform.